Man. Okay, hold on, guys. I gotta go on the liquor.
Got him. We fucking got him.
Sweaty Orangutan 1 just followed.
I just like multiplayer games, finals, game. I'm just that main writing guy. I'm writing, you know.
Writing.
Well, if you guys well, you know what the players are being
Let's go.
playing game, community, playoff game, today, go to New York, looking for everyone.
No, you're right. Just like, hey. You know, I'm the big deal, baby. So I'm a new up and coming streamer. When I first started streaming, I was just really focused on building a community, playing the games that I love playing, and pretty much just trying to find the people that I like, you know, that are like me, pretty much. And that's pretty much how it started. So at first, just like any other streamer, it's like a slow and like, kind of slow grind and stuff like that. But once you really find your community, you find the people you're supposed to be with, everything just takes off. Yep.
You guys don't know each other.
Nope, this is our first time. I actually seen him on like the first couple of podcasts, like you and Maddie Bear were doing, but we never formally connected. So yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Monitor actions.
Yep. What's going on?
Seconds they hired everybody, grab the baseless ones and what's up everybody? What are you There's my fault, that's not yours.
You got to thank Looker for making it happen.
Oh, yeah. And then me and my really awesome streamer, another cool guy, what's up, my dudes? And, I'm going to go crazy, everyone push yourself. So,
Yep. Like I said, day one for me, I think it really started with like having all the equipment and like some downtime and like nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? And I had everything I needed basically. You know what I mean? And then one day I asked my cousin, like, "Hey, what do I need to start streaming?" He was just like, "Oh, all you need is the capture card." I'm like, "Oh yeah, all I need is the capture card. All right, great. All I need is the capture card." Then I did my research about a capture card, and then I found out that I have a PlayStation 5, and to hook up a PlayStation 5 with the capture card, I would need a PC setup. Or I guess I wanted to go all in on it because I feel like I wanted to make this a hobby. You know what I mean? So like, I'm like, let me just go all in on it. 'Cause I don't want to half-ass anything. So I'm like, you know what? I got the PC. Then I'm like, all right, I see these other guys have like dual monitor setups. So I'm like, I got a dual monitor setup. You know what I mean? And then everything just kept on going from there. And then by the time I knew it, I was actually, to be honest, I actually put off streaming for like 3 months after I had already gotten the equipment. So I feel like for me, I kind of like psyched myself out of it because like I was just like, damn, what if people don't like me? What if I'm on there? What if I'm not entertaining? Pretty much what every streamer goes through, like, you know what I mean? Those growing pains before they actually get into streaming. And then when I realized I had all the equipment and I was just pretty much like putting myself off and putting my time off and just taking longer to get to where I wanted to be in streaming, I was like, I gotta start. And I literally started the next day. Yeah.
Cool guy hired me.
Appreciate you too. Yes, huh? Right now I'm actually playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I'm actually hooked on it because all my streaming friends told me I had to get the game. And I finally got the game, and now they're like flip-flopping between all the other games. I'm like, I can't do it. You know what I mean? 'Cause I've been stuck on Fortnite, and I originally started streaming Apex Legends when I first started streaming. So I play a lot of FPS games, you know what I mean? But occasionally I'll veer off and play like some story games, some games that are relaxing. Like the Schedule 1 game, I found that to be relaxing to me. And I actually, man, I am addicted to that game. I actually found it to be like, wait, go ahead, look, are you saying something? No, yeah. So that game is one of those games where it's like I found more viewership on the game when like I streamed it early in the morning when everybody's like, getting their daily routine going. It's not too fast paced. Everybody could kind of relax and like, chat. Right. Yeah, so those are like a few of the games that I just started playing. I'm actually thinking about streaming perhaps Assassin's Creed Shadows, but that's something else. I actually did. Shout out to the Mob and Mafia. Shout out to the Snake Gaming community. Shout out to Hellish Pharaoh. It's been a while since I've seen Hellish Pharaoh, but there's like a lot of great people that like I met along the way when I started like streaming that pretty much helped me get to where I needed to be. So I actually hit affiliate back in, I believe it was January. Back in January, I hit affiliate, so
Awesome.
that was really a good milestone for me. Honestly, I found that I grew faster when I like stopped worrying about like I'm not to say we don't worry about the milestones because we definitely do, but we're just having fun on the journey as we go along, you know what I mean? So it's like we try not to stress ourselves about hitting partner, you know, we're making friends, we're collabing with, W streamers, you know what I mean? The chat is always like popping off, so that's what we're really focused on right now.
Yeah, so that's the best you can do. I mean,
Right.
focused on John. Hey, I'm not getting out of that.
Right.
And stuff like that. You're feeling out, enjoying the day and stuff like that. That's the vibe of the world. And stuff like that. A little stressed out and has that bad vibe.
Right. Yeah.
GTA 6, I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. It's the stuff.
I can't hear it.
So, let's jump right in, guys. Open discussion. Let's hear your thoughts, opinions, and stuff like that. Slate from Killer and Sweaty. Thanks for the heads up on that. The chat. So DNL back. You already know it's time. We gotta talk GTA 6. Roxas finally dropped the next chapter. After all the leaks, the teasers, straight up chaos, and it looks like it's gonna be the biggest GTA yet. We're talking about massive, crazy NPC interactions, wild missions, in-game TikTok parodies. Here's which goal that they can pull it off. But here's the drama. PC players are getting hit with a 6-month delay, while console players get it right off the bat. What's you guys' thoughts on that?
If you don't mind, I'll start. I personally don't like it, but I do understand why they're doing it. A lot of PC players do have an advantage when it comes to certain things, especially if they're going to be launching online when they launch story mode. As if that's the case, I'm not sure. So I mean, I guess it would give them a little bit of an advantage in online since us PC players can catch up pretty quick. Um, the issue I have with it though is us PC players being the majority of gamers. It kind of feels, we're getting the crab end of the stick. So I feel it's not fair to us in the sense of, especially if it's just releasing story mode. I don't see how it makes it fair. It seems more of a disadvantage than it being fair than anything else.
That's fair. What's your thoughts, Killer?
Mhm.
Like because console players, I guess they're loyal players as well. You know what I mean? And so are PC players. But I do feel like the PC players do have a certain advantage that the console players don't have. So I get it. They're probably trying to, tweak out the bugs.
To my understanding, though, it all comes down to the fact that PlayStation fought for their rights. They hey man, we're a bigger cut of the pie. We'll do this. We'll offer the moon and back for that 6-month delay. Because like a guy like myself, I have a PS5 just like you. I have a PC. I'm not coming over to buy it twice. So more than likely, I'm gonna buy it on PS5 instead of wait. And then PlayStation gets their 10% royalty or whatever it is. So I think that's the play with it. That would make sense. Right? What we do know, I don't know, have you guys seen the trailers?
I've seen some of the trailers. I've seen like some of the graphics that they have coming out. I've seen like some of the, I guess, the movement and like the areas that they have. So everything does look like higher scaled, I guess you could call it. You could call it higher scaled. And I do believe somebody said that the reason why it took so long to release is because they wanted to make the maps exactly how it is in Miami now. You know what I mean? They wanted to make it identical. So, and you know, we all know that Miami has been, you know, dealing with some kind of whatever they deal with all the time.
Yeah, they're dealing with it. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. Well, for those who haven't seen it, let's take 10 seconds. We'll watch a quick trailer just to kind of get it out there. A trailer with no audio. My apologies, guys. And there's no audio. I literally downloaded an audio list clip, so we'll just watch it, talk over it. But a 10-second trailer. No, it's 1 minute long, but it's just it shows how in depth they've really gotten into the game. To my understanding, like I watched a couple trailers, some of the developers and stuff like that. They said they literally can put out a game every month, like or every year, just like other games. The game is mad loud. Is that better? I can't hear it at all. Like for me, I thought it was muted.
I can't hear it either.
Yeah, no, neither can I. Yeah, I can't hear it either.
Okay, well, stream can hear it. My apologies, Ace. Just Ace.
Yeah, Ace.
Yeah, I appreciate you being here, and thanks for the heads up. We don't know our problems until we can fix them. So I think it's just the way I set it up. We hear it. Oh, perfect. Thanks, Minnie. Yeah, so they said they could put out a game 1 year, a couple of years, just like so many other franchises do that. But to my understanding, they wanted to bring out a perfect game. A game that was immersive, that was amazing. That was really, really immersive. So they took the time, they polished it, they built it, they really tried to do the best with it. Who that? That's what you want. Yeah, so there's the trailer. Sorry about the loudness, guys, and then it's quietness of us.
All right.
So yeah. What do you guys think about the in-game TikTok? Have you guys seen anything about that?
Is that where the leaks came from, or like their own personal TikTok page?
So within, like, you know, like in the original GTA, you have a bank account, you can do all this kind of stuff like that on your phone, your mobile device.
Yeah.
Inside of Call of Duty, they have their own TikTok. It's not TikTok, it's like TikTok, where you can take videos that you've taken on your phone in the game, post it in TikTok in the game, and get use likes and stuff like that, just like an e-currency, right? Like you can literally tap money and make money within the game that's transferable to real life. I don't know if it's true, but that's what I heard. What do you guys thoughts on that? Is that cool or?
That to me sounds like a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah.
I think that is pretty cool. If that's something they can pull off, I think that would really jumpstart the future to a lot of gaming things. And GTA has already been kind of known to do that when they release a new GTA game. It's definitely more advanced than what's around. So, I mean, I have high hopes it'll do good, but I feel like the hype is also dying down. I think that is a really cool concept, and if that is the case, it's like social media within social media within a game.
Right.
But it's also, it's like, that's some like Rick and Morty, Black Mirror kind of stuff. So that would be a very interesting thing to test out.
I mean, I don't know how they would go about like trying to convert the money, or is it the same? I don't know if it's the same USD, but it would be something interesting to see they create. But then again, nowadays, like video games are becoming so much more real. They're becoming so much more like real life. You know what I mean? They're implementing more virtual reality type of things. I don't know if you guys know about the jackets, like the shock jackets, or like the.
Oh, whether if you get shot, you could feel like the
Right.
coats.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly like that. And they do have the panels too. So when you're walking, you're kind of like walking in place, but you're running in place as well. So there's all this type of new technology coming out. So who knows what's possible?
Agreed. In the currency to my understanding, like I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to this kind of stuff. The way it was explained on the videos that I've watched is that it's gonna be like a Bitcoin. So like you know how like you can use energy to mine Bitcoin,
Right.
right? The energy inside the game that you use to play the game will act as the mine, and the currency you build up will have like a decimal value to it. So if you have $1 million, it's worth $1 real dollar. Because that's like you can make money off you playing the game for your internet services, for your in-game purchases, and stuff like that. So they're trying to set it up to feed the system. Because now if you make 30 bucks and then buy that for skin, they literally mine Bitcoin and then
Alright.
had you spend that Bitcoin inside of their game
Wow.
for them.
Wow.
Right.
It's kind of
That-
crazy.
I don't know if
That's
that's
crazy.
a true thing, but like that's the way it was explained to me, and I was just like that's a great stuff. Would you not agree?
Yeah, no, that's kind of.
It's either gonna be really good and it's gonna work out good, or it's gonna be the biggest pyramid scheme on the entire planet.
No, yeah, like Sweaty said, that's really like a Black Mirror episode. You know what I mean? Where you're like inside of the game. What if they put it like you can't get out of the game until you hit a certain threshold and you're stuck in there? I don't know. I just go crazy.
Ready Player One?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Ready Player One.
Yeah, so I don't know. Who knows?
Just to catch up and chat a little bit, me and my mate says seems illegal. I'm like, a little. And DJ Stroll, he's not with us tonight, I don't notice. Says, I don't like that. If that's the case, I would be pissed off. Like, what are the odds? How could I take it out? How could I take it out? How could I take it out? That's a great question, DJ. Yeah, oh, my laptop is trashed.
Oh no.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, so within the gameplay of itself, though, like, did you guys play GTA 6 at all?
GTA 6 didn't release. GTA 5.
Oh, sorry, GTA 5, my apologies.
Okay, yeah, GTA 5. I'm spent on GTA 5. I'm actually spent on GTA 5. So I'm waiting for GTA 6 to come out so I could really, you know what I mean, stretch my legs and really start to like dive into it. Because I know a lot of streamers are gonna like 24-hour stream it. You know what I mean? A lot of people are gonna like be all into it. You know what I mean? So I played GTA 5 a little bit to kind of like refresh my skills and my memory of everything and to pretty much see what kind of major difference it would make with the map and the characters and everything. But now I'm ready for GTA 6.
So what about you, Sweaty?
Yeah, I played it. I played it for a long time, and I was big in the online, and then I think I made the jump from console to PC, and I couldn't save my account, so I had to restart, redo story mode, and I was like, I'm not gonna do that. I already know what happens. So I went into online, and at that point, it was out for at least a couple years. So all of the swipes and people doing all the crazy challenges, you could not survive if playing.
Yeah,
online.
no, yeah, it was crazy. It was
And I
ridiculous.
tried 5M, which is like modded GTA, role play, stuff like that. I got into it, but if you don't know what you're doing, depending on the server you're on, the communities are very toxic.
Nah, yeah, they
So
are.
that was another thing. I was like, you know what? I don't need this game. I'll just wait for 6.
Right. Where everybody's new. Everybody's new. Nobody knows what's going on. So it's like kind of like a level playing ground a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm like you, Sweaty. I got into GTA 5 probably 2 years after it was already out. And I had a buddy. That's when he's like, oh, come on, you gotta play this, you gotta play this. And we got it, and he's like, okay, man, I'm gonna give you a couple Ferraris, an apartment building, 25 rocket launchers, and keep up. Like, he's still walking like in a Tomb Raider game, barely able to, like, don't know the dynamics of the game truly, and fighting against issues where guys are flying all helicopters, and like, that's so fun, man.
Yeah.
It's
When-
like playing Call of Duty on a Super Nintendo controller. Just like there's no way.
Yeah, when you first start out, the mechanics is like a little tricky. You know what I mean? When you're playing GTA, especially when you're playing online. You know what I mean? So nobody really gives you a chance. At least when you're in the story mode, you have like a little chance to figure out the controls, figure out how the character moves and stuff like that. But when you're like fresh, brand new, yeah, you're not gonna like it.
Yeah, especially if you haven't played like a previous game before. I was big into the old GTAs and the Mafia games. I'm very obsessed with like Italian mob stuff. So of course I had to play the Mafia game. So I'm kind of very used to those sorts of dynamics.
Yeah. Okay. So just a little touch on chat. Dick says if they were mining it through my PC and the internet, then it's mine. Yeah, 100%. That's what they're implying is that it would be yours, and I believe they're just hoping that you would spend it in game. If not, you didn't pay. It's kind of how Twitch does. They get that, blah 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 blah. They give you a kickback for that.
Right.
Me and my friend says I played it day one and I loved the story, but I was super upset that it wasn't online. Wasn't what they said it would be online. I'm excited. It's fine. What did they say it would be? Online is now is what they said it would be day one. Oh, okay, yeah. Let's give you guys a shout out. So do you guys think that when it comes out, you guys are gonna be playing it like day one?
I don't want to be the guy that's left out. I don't want to be left out when everybody already knows all the like the tips and tricks and everything else, like you know the ins and outs of the game, and then I'm not caught up and up to date. I need to be with with everybody else.
Yeah, it's just like Call of Duty. If you don't play day one and get ahead of the sweats, that it's over.
Yeah.
I've heard the game is gonna be like $100, which might be the most expensive game I've seen. But if there's actually some sort of chance, like you said, for like mining money in the game, and it's that sophisticated, I wouldn't mind spending that, and I probably would like Killer said, get a jump on it.
See, and I'm actually debating if I ever play it, to be honest. I need to get Killer to piece up my dudes. Hey, thanks for being here, Minnie.
Mini.
I liked GTA 5, but I struggled to really play it lots, right? It wasn't a game that like I played every day and stuff like that. Kind of touching what you guys said, like, if I'm gonna play it, I want to be good at it. And if I'm not enjoying it as much as I would other games, so I need to want to dabble in that market, right? Like, there's gonna be people out there like killing it. You guys get it day one. You guys will be super competitive for a good chunk of time, I'm assuming. And I'm on the game, like I think it's gonna be fun. I'd like to get it. You're both from the U.S., right?
Yep.
Right. So your $100 is $140 for me.
Ooh.
Right? Like, oh.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Right, just because of the
kind of cheap.
rate.
But
So, go ahead.
one thing I will say though, Coach, is like GTA 6 is like one of those games, like it's like been long anticipated, you know what I mean? So like everybody wanted, like they've been talking about it for so long and it's been pushed back for so long. Kind of I feel like Rockstar did that on purpose, you know what I mean? To kind of like hyping up the game as well. But the thing is, like the game's like, it's like an open world game where there's like endless possibilities, you know what I mean? So it's like you're not really stuck doing the same thing. And GTA 5 was really intricate in everything that it has in there. So I'm thinking that GTA 6 is gonna be pretty, you know what I mean? It's gonna be out of the world when it comes to the possibilities that you're able to do in that game. So you might want to have it just to have it, because there might be something that comes out that you might actually want to, give it a try in, and then who knows, the scalpers might get a hold of it, and you're paying $300.
Yeah, fair,
Yup.
fair. So, Diggy kind of has a good point. He says it's got the hype, but if they don't deliver the hype, they will have a lot of repeat friends. People like me are gonna go wait and see how it comes out. Yeah, I probably won't be a day one. I don't think Diggy's gonna be a day one either. Partially because we're cheap. I'm frugal. I'll call it frugal. And then I believe Rockstar is going to put out an amazingly polished game just for the fact of like Red Dead Redemption. That was a beautiful game, super well made, well done. Yeah, they don't put out a lot of like buggy games, a lot of problems. I think they're going to do an amazing job. I just don't know if it's going to be my play style.
Yeah, that's understandable. I think it's kind of gonna play out like how Cyberpunk did. Cyberpunk had a lot of hype, and they absolutely blew it on launch. And it got a lot of hate. And I mean, it's a fixed game now, but everybody's stuck in their ways, and they have that bad taste in their not gonna give it a shot again. So I think if they deliver on the hype, it's gonna be a record-breaking game. But if it crashes and burns like something like Cyberpunk, it's not gonna be good, especially given the circumstances of how expensive it's gonna be, how PC fighters have to wait. They're pulling a lot on the table in this game, and they really are.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, like I also feel like Rockstar is one of those game devs where it's like they have put out such great games in the past that even if, like Dingy said, it doesn't deliver, GTA 6 doesn't deliver, it's still gonna do numbers, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
they've had enough time, in my opinion, where we kind of expect them for them to deliver on what they promise, you know what I mean? Or else we're gonna riot.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, I agree with that. I do think they're gonna deliver. I have faith in them, just as a brand and stuff like that. Because yeah, waiting 10 years to put out a game, you're risking a lot of you have to invest the time, labor, the materials, the infrastructure to make that game.
Right.
They invested a lot of pocket change to have this game out, and I'm assuming they're trying to be very strategic about it, and I have good faith in Rockstar as a company. Time will tell. Yeah, time will 100% tell. In my experience playing GTA 5 though, there was a lot of gang activity, groups of people that were like, hey guys, we're all gonna team up and we're gonna fuck people up, and a lot of yeah, it's fuckery is how I would put it, right? It's fuckery, straight until I don't know how else to word it. Do you think GTA 6 is gonna have that same level of fuckery in it?
Definitely. 100%. I think it might be worse. GTA is the game that's most realistic people go to do the things that they can't do in real life.
Right.
So if GTA 6 is as immersive as they say it's gonna be, that game's gonna be more dramatic than ever.
Right. And I feel like the reason being is because like it's so diversive, you know what I mean? You could do whatever you want. You could be in whatever group that you want. So it's like so many different groups of people want to create whatever gang that they want to create in GTA 6,
Yeah.
and they're able to do that. You know what I mean? So yeah, you're gonna see people running on a Friday night with a group of people, group of bikers or something. It's common. You're gonna see it. But
So here's the question: are you guys going to join in these gangs, or are you guys going to start your own?
I'm gonna create
I'll
my,
start my own.
I'm gonna create my own militia. I'm gonna create my own militia. You know what I mean? You guys could join me. I'm not joining. I join me though.
Yeah, 3 leaders of the pack. Gotcha.
Gotta get the banana punch gang going.
But
Banana punch gang.
no, but funny enough though, there's a lot of people who actually don't wanna because you could actually in GTA 5 I haven't played, so in GTA 5 you could actually earn money, you know what I mean, by doing actual jobs, you know what I mean, like certain jobs and stuff like that. So you don't necessarily have to be an asshole and terrorize the server, you know what I mean? But if that's what you want to do, I guess you can. But there are other options, is what I'm trying to say, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought I remembered that in the GTA servers, that if you broke the rules, they'd put you in timeout where you get a dunce cap if you play in a different server where other people that were all dunces. Something like that.
I'm not sure.
That's not ringing a
I'm not
bell to me.
sure.
That might be an RP thing, maybe.
I'm not sure.
No, on the
Put
online.
him to the
you're,
gulag.
certain, you know how you can't go into other people's houses and stuff like that, their buildings or whatever. You could literally if you found ways to do that, then you could go into a bad server, or if you if you bully people, you'd get kicked out of a regular online server and you get put into a dungeon server, and everybody that had it literally had a dungeon cap on.
I think that's the ghost mode, I believe, when people go into ghost mode where you can't really attack them while they're online or something like that, or you can't harass them or steal their vehicle or something like that. But I think I know what you're talking about, Ghost.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time in there because I didn't know what I was doing, and then all of a sudden,
I was spending a
cars
lot
are
of time.
driving
Oh,
through,
heck, yeah.
I got a dunce cap on. I'm like, man, what did I do this time?
And, get this cone off my head, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I think we'd all agree that we're all gonna play it at some point or another.
I'm definitely playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this question, Sweaty, do you have a console or are you strictly PC?
I'm strictly PC. I mean, I could get a console, but it's too much. I'd have to unplug my PC, move it, put the console. It's too much.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Not to brag, but I have 2 PS5s, a laptop, PC.
He's bragging. He's bragging, guys.
They're my kids, and one of them I did buy. It used to be mine before I got the PC, and the other one they went halfers on it with their allowance money.
Nice.
So like, the reason why I have a green screen is because I have both of their little like setups behind me.
Nice.
If I did play on console, I'd have a Halo. Yeah, you play the game now. Take it home.
Right.
But Dad. So I guess the question will stand to you, Killer. Are you going to get it on PC and PS5? Or are you going to be patient and get it on the?
Can I be honest? If I'm being honest, I'm one of those people where I like playing my FPS games on the P5. You know what I mean? Because I like the feel of using the controller. Because I'm not great at using that mouse and keyboard. I'm not great at that. Yeah, I'll use the controller all day. I have like 3-4 of them hanging around. But like the mouse and keyboard, I can only play like the slow games on there. You know what I mean? Like a whole person. Like, you know what I mean? Take my time. Right. So like Schedule 1, perfect. I tried playing that new game, Fragpunk on PC when it first came out. I tried to do it on the mouse and keyboard, couldn't do it, so I just switched over to like a controller. I believe it's gonna come out on console soon, so I'll just wait till it comes out on console. You know what I mean? But for GTA, I know GTA Online lets you like on the PC, it gives you more options. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to answer your question, I think I might just get it on both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the same way when it comes to FPS games. I grew up playing games my whole life, and the PC is new to me. I'm an game when it comes to keyboard and mouse. I use a controller when I'm playing. I gotta live up to 2019.
Yeah, no, I can't. It's too fast paced for me. Like, I don't know how some of these PC players do it. You know what I mean? Like, they're moving around. Oh my, no, I can't.
Dingy's my cousin. Like, we're best friends, and he's my cousin. So last summer I went and visited him, and his like mouse pad, and where massive, he just wants to play little. Like, if you took the PC away from him and just like left him sitting there, like you'd be like, okay, you're going to a special home there, little buddy.
Yeah, let's get the printer goes out.
Hey, something's wrong.
He slays. Like, he's really good at like FPS games on the mouse and keyboard, and I type with one finger, and I also control my guy with one finger on mouse and keyboard. So
Nah,
not a great combination.
the last game I remember playing on like mouse and keyboard where I had to go that fast was probably like remember those PC games? It's called Castle Jump or Icy Tower or something like that. Yeah, Icy Tower. I used to play on the mouse and keyboard, and that was the last me moving around, or RuneScape or something like that. But that's about as fast as it gets now.
Yeah, I feel that. So are you guys familiar with Borderlands?
Yeah. I know about Borderlands. I've never played it before. I've watched gameplay of it, but I've never played it myself.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just throw on a little trailer of it, and yeah, we'll give it a look. Oh, I said, there we go. I'm volume still loud again. Yeah, you guys won't be able to hear it. I didn't set it up properly, but you guys can hear it as well. But yeah, it looks super immersive, tons of new features and stuff like that. Yeah. I know Dingy's a big fan of this game. This is why when we were planning all this out, that he was the guy to talk the most about this.
Shout out Dingy.
Yeah, my boy.
Honestly, this game reminds me of, to be honest, it reminds me of like Apex mixed with the Gears of War. That's what this game reminds me of. If you guys ever played Gears of War.
Almost like Doom as well. Like
Right.
How the deaths happen.
Right. It's like explosion. Everybody's breaking up.
Yup.
Yeah.
Borderlands 4. When does this game come out?
So September 23rd, 2025, which is my birthday.
What? Let's go.
Yeah, right? Oh, that's you type. Hey, what up, 40-year-old gamer? How's it going? Give you a shout out, and then we'll press on. We'll press on. So one of the key things that I think they're trying to offer with Borderlands 4, oh, that was a weird button to press, is that it can be 4-player co-op. So I don't know if you guys have played too many co-op games or how you feel about that, but it's going to be like a live-action 4-player story mode co-op. So you can play through the whole story with you and 4 buddies or 3 buddies.
Nice.
Okay.
What do you guys think of the co-op style run and gun game and stuff like that? Like Destiny was kind of similar to that, I'm assuming.
I don't know if you guys have ever played that game. It's called Army of Two, but I used to love that game. I love that game, bro.
Amazing game.
Yeah, me and my brothers just like spent hours and hours playing that game. You know what I mean? That actually brought us closer as like, you know, as siblings. You know what I mean? Because we had to work together and actually cooperate to play the game. So
Yeah.
it brought us closer, and the game was so cool. The graphics were cool at the time. You know what I mean? So I like co-op games.
Absolutely. What about you, Sweaty?
I'm definitely a co-op person. But because I'm unfamiliar with Borderlands, I'm not sure how it would work. I'm totally cool for running a story mode with friends. Nothing. That's like the old school days. You have a whole bunch of friends come over with their controllers, and you know, you link up on a game. Nothing beats that. That's always a good thing. But it kind of seems like from the knowledge of the few videos I watched of it, it kind of seems like they're going like a Destiny Warframe route.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine. I just hope it works out for the people who are, you know, very hyped for this game.
Well, I heard that the budget for Borderlands 4 was almost double of what it was for 3, and that when they came with Borderlands 3, there was a lot of people that were huge Borderlands 1 and 2 fans that were meh over the third one, and that they really tried to go back to the roots of like, hey, this is what the fans want, this is what the fans are gonna get, and that's why things like the shared loot, like so when you're playing the Borderlands 1 and 2, if I bring up something, people won't get it. Right? Things like that, there's not full of big hits, oh, I'm gonna take all the loot before Buddy has a chance to get it. No, the shared loot is very community driven.
I think I remember seeing something online somewhere where they said that a lot of people weren't too happy about Borderlands 3, so they were hoping that Borderlands 4 kind of rectified that. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't really played the game, so I can't really stand in whatever corner.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that's what I've heard as well.
yeah, I think with any game developer, and I think Call of Duty fails on this one big time, is when you got a community of people that are buying a game, they're playing a game, they're spending money in your game, and they're like, hey, we don't like this feature, we don't like this function, we think this bug should get fixed, or whatever like that, you should do it.
Right.
Right? These people, like, I'm investing in your game.
Right.
It's like, oh, we always take a minute to be like, hey, Chad, how's it going? Say out our buddies and stuff like that, because they're investing in our streams. Right? And it's common courtesy. It's like you'll take your customer base for granted.
Right.
Right? I think one of the things that are going to be amazing with Borderlands, though, is they're going to be coming out on the Unreal Engine 5. So it's going to have super good visuals.
So, my thing is actually, it's part of the reason why I haven't played Borderlands minus owning a PlayStation all my life. I'm not too much of a fan of their graphics style.
Really?
I don't know. I just can't get past it. I mean, I don't think it should be realistic, but just I'm happy if they're doing their own thing and it's very individualistic. That's great, but it's just I don't know. It's not my style. It's not.
All right. I understand that. I get it.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on that? Do you agree or do you disagree?
In my opinion, sometimes a game could be like a good game, but like the graphic or like the art style isn't really your type of art style, which is why I feel like kind of veering off, but kind of tying back in. I feel like the games like you and Dingy have been playing, like the Split Fiction game and like what's the other one called?
It Takes Two.
It Takes Two. Kind of like introduce a new what's the word I'm looking for? It kind of a new gameplay style for its viewers. You know what I mean? Because you kind of have to get used to both of them in order to like the whole game. You know what I mean? Because you have to,
Yeah.
you know, play on both sides
Yeah.
to play the game. So yeah, I think it's a good thing and a bad thing, but more of a good thing because it's kind of like pushing the boundaries of co-op games and like different art styles and what's possible in the gaming world.
It definitely is, and that definitely makes it good. I think for the gaming community in general, it shows it's okay to still be individualistic. You don't have to follow. Oh, it's got to be realistic. It's got to do this and that.
Right.
There's gaming trends. So the fact that games like that can still be individualistic and survive is good.
Right.
It's good. I'm just stuck in my ways.
Hey, get out of your ways, bro. Get out of your ways, bro. There's other games out there.
And good ones at that.
True.
I absolutely love what you said there, Killer. Yeah, that was a little bit profound. And I couldn't agree more. Like, I do agree with Sweaty. Like, I do agree that the art style of certain games does, like, maybe I won't give it a chance. But at the same time, like, this is something that created a game that they had an image of what they wanted, and they tried to make it as best as they possibly could. And it takes two, yeah, that was a beautifully made game. Did you know, like, for a game that seemed a little bit more childish, did you know, I had so much fun playing it. Like, it was really enjoyable. It was really different, unique, and it kind of, I definitely play a game like that again. But if I never played it, if there wasn't a free game that I could play with you, I never would have given it a chance. It's not my style whatsoever.
Right.
And I thought myself, they just having a game all time playing the game. Like, it was fun.
No, it's like one of those games where it's like it's not really sweaty or competitive. Kind of like gives you a chance to like relax, unwind, and enjoy the game. Not like trying to play to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not really a play to win type of game. You know, you play to enjoy it. You know, get to the next level. It's not really a gotta win. You know, type of environment feel.
Yeah, 100%. And I also think it kind of shows a lot of character of the people that make these kind of games on, like, so many people bend and eat what's popular.
Right.
All they're trying to do is come up with the next cool, popular, trendy thing, and then there's people like Borderlands, I think that's one of them. It Takes Two, Fusion, what was the game called again?
Split Fiction.
Split Fiction, that game they're like, no, this is the game we're gonna make it as best as we possibly can, and it's gonna be awesome.
Right.
And for the people that play it, they're gonna highly enjoy it. Hopefully people will see those gameplays, see those moments that those real people are having playing that game, and they give it a chance.
Absolutely,
Right.
I do agree with that because multiplayer FPS games have been taking reign in the gaming industry for a long time, and a lot of indie games are making a comeback. I mean, you look at like the Little Nightmare series.
Oh yeah, I like that
People
game.
are diehard fans of that, and now they're coming out with a third one and a different game. So it's
I mean, I even
everybody's
enjoyed.
got their niche.
Yeah, I even enjoyed Astrobot. Astrobot? Yeah. For the P5.
Okay.
Yeah, Astrobot was a pretty fun game. I mean, it was just like, you know, kind of a game to like try out your different function of your controller or, you know, just to like, you know, tie something PlayStation into PlayStation. But
Yeah.
it's really an interesting, fun little game that if you really just take your time and play, you'll really enjoy it. I like those games.
Yeah, 100%. Me too. Like my absolute favorite kind of game is like The Last of Us, God of War, really story-driven games. You might never ever see me play them because I like to. It's like a movie to me. Like not only is the gameplay fun, but the story is phenomenal. The character development is awesome. The growth and stuff like that. So when I'm playing it, I like to just immerse myself. Like even when I play it, like if I'm at home on the couch, I'll literally put my headphones on so I can really hear the and their voice and stuff like that when they're talking. Like
Yeah, that's me with the Ratchet and Clank and Jack and Daxter games. I can sit there and just listen to the music.
yeah, and I think that yeah, so like to cycle back to what you're saying, Larry, like those are games where you can like truly just enjoy them for that.
Right.
Right. So I find those games hard to stream just because I'm either invested straight into it, or I'm not paying attention to the game and not really taking advantage of the story of the moment or the design of it, just because it's like that's why I don't like play a lot of COD and stream at the same time, because I can't do both.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? If I try to focus on both, you'll literally see my eyes. One eye go to one monitor, the other eye still on the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Um, and that's an artwork like that is like an art, a flow. I don't know how to word it, but like I struggle with that, and it's also because I play with Dingy. He's like, my if someone's in my chat, he's like, "Later, bitches," and you see him running away. I'm like, man, you can't even like wait for 1 minute for me to say hi to John. John's a cool guy, man.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I think I learned reading chat pretty good because for the longest time I had one monitor and I had chat pulled up on my phone. So I'm sitting there doing this and I was keeping up with it. But now that I have the second monitor, I can still be like playing the game and also reading chat. It's weird. It's multitasking, but it's not. It's weird. I almost like I can like control this eye to watch this one and that one to watch that one.
Fair, fair. So we'll kind of continue the conversation forward. Next up is Elden Ring Night Ring, the co-op. How do you guys feel about that? We'll quickly throw on the video just so people in chat could take a look at it. And have you guys seen anything, heard anything about it?
I have.
I don't really have any input on this.
Okay.
I could talk about this one for a minute.
Yeah, this is a little more my style of gameplay. I like the knights in shining armor and swords and shields and the exploration of it. But one of the cool things is that I don't believe there's a game that's come out prior to this where there's a true co-op fashion of it, where it's like you and a buddy can go like, I was saying go every single road back and explore the woods together.
Yeah, yeah. I agree.
But yeah, just like the whole like shining armor and stuff like that, the medieval times and the co-op factor, I think it'd be amazing. 'Cause, like, there's a lot of like war, like medieval war strategy that you can implement. Having the co-op design, one guy rushes up with a big sword, and buddy's picking him off with a bow and arrow, and
Yeah, yeah, no, I'm obsessed with like that play style and you know that era, whatever you want to call it, games, you know, sword, shield, magic.
yeah.
If you know me, you know I have a personal vendetta against Elden Ring because of how hard it is. I don't got the patience for that. I'm a get in the face kind of person, not a strategic patient person.
And this game kind of reminds me of like Ghost of Tsushima. I don't know
Yeah,
how.
very much so.
I don't know how like closely related they are, but it looks really good. I've heard
Yeah.
Elden Ring is hard though. That's what I've heard.
Yeah. Super freaking hard, man.
Oh yeah. Is it hard? Is it harder than Black Myth? I don't know if you guys ever played Black Myth Wukong.
It is.
It is. Oh my god, I'm never playing this game.
It's Dark Souls on crack.
Oh my gosh, no, I'm not. No, it looks good though. It really looks good, but listen. The reason why I haven't started streaming Black Myth again is because my brother came over to my house to like hang out. He ends up, getting on my PlayStation and starts a new game on my saved game on Black Myth. And if you know how hard, man, listen, I was about ready to black out, but I'm like, let me just take my time. I'm like, I'm gonna come back to it when I'm ready to stream it again, but I haven't been ready. I haven't been ready. Oh,
I actually stopped playing that game, I think, right at the end of Chapter 3, because Chapter 3 just absolutely pissed me off.
man, I'm telling you, some of the bosses are really hard, but it's doable though. Once you get better armor and then you upgrade your staff, some of these bosses are not really bosses at all, to be honest.
Yep.
Elden
Yeah.
Ring, Night Ring. This looks good. What's the difference, if you guys don't mind me asking?
So, for me, from my understanding, it has very much of the Dark Souls vibe, where it's like a very dark, gritty, super like your gameplay mechanics would be very much like Assassin's Creed, where you can climb walls, bounce, like a lot of fluid motion and stuff like that. But
Right.
in Dark Souls, a lot of the bosses had a very intelligent combat system. So it's like, like we all go into there, we rush the first time, the boss pop, and the third time he swings, it's like, oh, jump when he swings, counter, counter, counter.
Right.
So in Elden Ring and Night Ring here, the game is designed to learn your gameplay style. So it's not that hard, but some people just like they hit and run. That's their style. The game will like literally like let you kind of hit and then parry you and hit you.
Oh.
Like they're trying to set up the game to be intelligent so that we can be very fluid with the game, right? And that's also what makes it super complex.
Now that you said that, that kind of like brings upon like another question. How would you guys feel about like more AI integrated games or video games, stuff like that? Like
Ready? Go ahead.
an AI game that learns you.
It depends on what how the AI would be. So like if it's AI like learning your moves, so you can't have the same play style in the game, that might be very difficult. But if it's like an AI teammate who's helping you out and learns your play style and uses your play style, or you can actually command it to do something and it's real, it can go both ways.
Right.
It could really go both ways.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I find I love the thought of AI and artificial intelligence, the integration in the gaming industry. Now, if you can have like, if you got a bunch of creators and put it in there, and they put on like, so like the back and learn your style, right? They're learning your flow of the game to make the game as hard or as easy as the player that's playing it, right? Some people just aren't as good at games, and that's fair. And some people, they really, like, there are people out there that are killer gamers. We all know somebody that's really good at that game or two, right?
Yeah.
So I think if they're using it to make the quality of games better, I'm all for it. Now, if they're using it to do the artwork, if they're using it for, like, to create a dynamic on which the game is played, no, those are the things that you really need a human touch to put the character into the voice, to put the soul into the face, right?
Oh, definitely.
AI do a great job, and maybe we might not notice, but you always know a game or a movie where it's really, really well done. We were talking about that one movie that came out at that time. It's like, oh man, the CGI is phenomenal, right? We pattern to those great moments in gaming, and if we can have that in movies, we can have those moments in gaming, whether it's AI generated or man generated, as long as it has that human feel, I'm okay with it. I love the thought of intelligent gaming. I hate games where you learn like, okay, you always wait for the third swing and parry and hit the guy.
Yeah, but you have to learn just one specific pattern.
Yeah.
I don't have the patience for that. I don't. And I have a surprise special guest with me. That's on my lap.
Hey, at least you probably get pussy.
Ah! I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
I'm
My
not
man.
gonna fund that.
You walked into it. You walked into it.
I did. I did.
Wow.
I walked right into that. No, this is my diabetic kitty. His name is Zordo. He never bothers me when I'm on my chair, but he climbs across my PC and here he is on my lap.
He wants to get some shine.
Yeah.
Speaking of AI, speaking of AI, right? I wanted to touch base on this real quick before we move on. What do you guys think about those games that are like the interactive games where you like choose like how you want the game to progress throughout the story?
People
Yeah, like Fable games.
absolutely love them.
Yeah.
Love the game. I love the fact that you can play the game, have fun playing the game, and then have like in Fable, I'm always trying to be like a good guy the first time, neutral the second time, and a bad guy the third time, and literally you get a different game all three times.
Right.
Whereas a game like God of War, no matter what, you're just playing from A to Z. and cool, the story's great, the game's fun. But the playability, you go to play that game that you already beat once, it's gonna be the same ending the second time, 9 times out of 10. Where nowadays with technology, they're coming up with like exactly the Fable style game where they learn, they adapt, they grow with you, making it a lot more immersive, a lot more higher chance of playing it again and enjoying it again truly.
Right.
What's your
You
thoughts on
guys
that?
talking about like choice-based games?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the choice-based games. I like games like that.
So it depends the game, because I mean, if we're talking like turn-based, I'm not too into those. But I started playing Avowed, and Avowed,
Game.
the choices you make in the story and who you interact with are affect the game. I mean, there was one point I didn't do something and I burnt down the whole city. So those kinds of games I think are really cool.
Right.
Because they make you think. And like you guys said, there's a multitude of ways where the game can change and the story can change in an instant.
Yeah, I like the idea of it.
Yeah, I think it's super fun and clever. So, Night Rain's supposed to be one of those kind of games where the story changes depending on how you play. The thing that I can't truly wrap my head around is it's also co-op and 3-person co-op. So if all 3 of us are playing, the decisions we make in the group will affect the overall story. So like if you're being a jerk, he's being a super nice guy, I'm being neutral, what happens? Like, oh, was that a big arm or a big sneeze?
I don't know. It's kind of like in between.
Okay. So I don't know where you bless you then.
Thank you, Booker. You don't know who caught it. Coach is on his game. But
Yeah.
I feel like they could do something with those games, like a AI kind of simulated game with the choice based. You know what I mean? So therefore, like if you make a choice, the AI would know you make a choice before you can't remake the same choice, or it kind of walks you down a certain path if you've already been making a certain choice already. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they should make more games like that. I feel like we haven't really been seeing games like that. I don't know if you guys ever played Hitman. They kind of had a.
I am.
I love that game. They kind of had like a chance to like turn Hitman into a game like that. Yes and no. You know what I mean? Because once you kill somebody a certain type of way, the game kind of like progresses in that manner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they should definitely make more games like that. I'd be more interested in playing those games.
Yeah. I think Night Rain might be right up your alley then. From the clips that I saw, it is literally a rage-filled game, but the AI and intelligence of the game, the playability is supposed to be through the roof.
Right.
What's one thing you all love or hate about the co-op design in a game like Night Rain? A very story-based game, like it's a story, and it's a co-op story that kind of like adapts to your gameplay. Is there anything that you see that you love about that or hate about that while playing with your buddy?
I have a very good comparison.
Okay.
So, years ago in the old Call of Duties, you had like survival mode. You'd be able to play with your buddies, do a couple rounds of survival where you'd go against whatever generated character you have to go against. I feel like this is that, but it's Elden Ring. And it's a little more upgraded. There's worlds you go to. It's not just survival. So I think it is. I would enjoy the game if I could keep playing it. And I think it is good for the co-op industry as well, because there's not very many games like Elden Ring that are co-op or can even do something like that.
Right.
The closest thing we had might be For Honor, and that's still way back in technological progression.
How about that game that came out not so long ago, Warhammer, I think it's called? Is that like similar or no?
It's similar, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
For Honor and Warhammer, I think both games fit their part. Both games they were on my radar. Oh, this looks like it could be a good game. Like I was getting pumped up, and when the game got released, I'm like no.
Yeah.
Good try.
Right. I think that's exactly what happened to Warhammer because a friend of mine got it. I was watching him play, and then I'm like one of those people. I'm like, but would I play this game myself? Probably not.
Yeah.
So
And that's a sad reality of it. And then I also feel like both of those games had so much potential, and I felt like you were afraid to say like, oh, we're gonna have to push it 6 months, whether it's because of like funding, whether it's because of the community or whatever like that. But they needed more time to really polish the game,
right.
and they never did. And then it bombed on sales, and then they didn't have the money to fix it after the sale, like Cyberpunk. They supposedly fixed it. But if the game didn't generate enough at the beginning, they could never fix it because the funding dream was gone, the team was dismantled, and
Right.
that kind of stuff.
Right. Which is why I feel like GTA 6 is gonna do so well. Because I feel like they took the time that they needed. You know what I mean? So it's kinda like it's one of those situations where if the game does flop, it's all their fault. You know what I mean? Because they had the funding, they had the time, you know what I mean? And then they had the minds, the team to put it together. So it's one of those games where it's like it's gonna do well, I believe.
Okay.
I think it will. I think it will.
So out of the 3 games, we have GTA 6, we have Borderlands 4, and we have Night Rain, Elder Drain. Which one do you buy? Which one do you not?
I'm definitely buying GTA 6. Absolutely. That's a game everybody's been waiting for that one. And I've been waiting for that one because I don't know about you guys, but I've been playing GTA since I was even old enough to play GTA. So right, so that's automatically gonna go into the vault. But I think the runner up for me would be I believe it would be Borderlands because it's like I said before, it gives me like the Apex and the Gears of War kind of vibe. You know what I mean? So I want to give it a chance, and a lot of people are claiming that it's gonna be better than 3. So I could just cut out the middleman. You know what I mean?
Fair. What about you, Freddie?
I'm definitely getting GTA 6. That's for certain. Borderlands, I'm gonna have to pass on. I mean, maybe if it comes out, I mean, I like the play style and everything like that, but I don't think it's a game for me. Maybe I'll give it a chance, but I'd like to give Elden Ring Night Rain a chance. If you know me, you know how much I despise Elden Ring, but it would be a really cool twist on the game to get people like me who don't like much of a challenge to actually have a fair chance to experience the game.
I thought about the Elden Ring as you guys were talking about it because, like I said, I'm not familiar with Elden Ring, so I can't really say it. But if it's anything like Assassin's Creed Shadows, I'd be interested.
The physical movement, the mechanics, the fighting dynamic is gonna be very, very similar. It's just a lot more complex. And where Assassin's Creed, you know, in some parts of the game it's very open. It doesn't tell you, oh, you gotta go over there to go find that guy. It's just kind of like you have to figure out what you gotta do next.
Right.
The whole game's like that. It's very, you have to like, oh, if they give you a clue, make a note of it to remember that that's the clue to go and find it, or else you have to go back and see that clue again.
Right.
It's a very challenging game, I think. I think it's going to be very hard. I would absolutely, out of the 3 games, I'm probably the most pumped for that one.
Yeah, you really are a story-based game kind of guy.
100%.
Yeah, I know.
And I like the medieval, the magic, the swords and shields and all that stuff. Like, I love that stuff.
Right.
Where GTA, like, I'm from the hood. I grew up with cars with, like, car chases and trees and shit like that. Like,
I don't know about flying cars though, Coach.
is there GTA 6?
I mean, there's flying cars in GTA 5. I don't think they'll go backwards.
Okay. Fair. Yeah, there's no flying cars in my hood.
I hope not.
Yeah, well, I'd be impressed, man. It'd be cool. So yeah, we kind of have that all wrapped up in that. Oh, I scrolled way to the top by accident. Yeah, way to the top. My bad, guys.
Take your time.
What the? Oh, that's that. Now I'm at the very bottom. I'm gonna scroll slowly. So now, my favorite part of the podcast, the speed round.
So,
We're gonna take turns. Kelly, you're gonna go first.
Okay.
Buddy, you're gonna go second. I'm gonna ask a question. Try to answer as quickly as you can. feel free to elaborate if you want to.
Alright, quickly.
And we're gonna see how this goes for everybody.
Go.
What's the one game that got you hooked on streaming? Watching streamers.
The one game that got me hooked on streaming and watching streamers was probably Apex Legends, because that's the only game that I wanted to watch other people play when it came to streaming. And then when I finally started streaming, that's the first game I started streaming. So that's me.
What about you, Sweaty?
Okay. For me, Call of Duty. When the original Warzone was out, I was top dog. And I wanted to show it off to the world, because who doesn't like a good Call of Duty clip? And it may be very hypocritical of me, but as a streamer, I do not watch other streamers. So there's not really a game that was like, I saw somebody play going, hey, I wanna start streaming. It was an epiphany one day, and here we are.
Yeah. And my Call of Duty was exactly for me too. But I started streaming, and then I started meeting streamers. Like, yeah, this guy's cool. I'm gonna watch. And I started watching streamers because I was streaming, and just falling into the community. And then you meet people. Hey, this guy's super cool. And yeah, throw on a couple of good streamers, watch videos, while like doing whatever, right? Like I find it super entertaining because there's a plethora of super cool people out there in the world, and I'd like to know more of them.
Right? Absolutely.
Killer, what's the funniest thing that's ever happened on your chat? In stream, or to you in stream?
I think the funniest thing, or the funniest ongoing joke now that's happened to me in stream, is while I was playing Fortnite, the pickle skin. The pickle skin was one of the skins that I was playing with, and then I'm like one of those people. I like to joke around, fool around when I'm on stream, having fun, whatever. And then I was playing as the skin, and then I made a joke. I forgot who picked it up. I believe one of my fellow streamers, she plays, picked it up. I pretty much said, she knows I'm a big deal, baby. And then that kind of like stuck, you know what I mean? Because it's like a play on words.
Okay.
She knows I'm a big deal, but she knows I'm a big deal. And then I kind of like named it Big Deal as like the name for when I'm choosing the skin. And that kind of like just stuck. And ever since then, they refer to me as Big Deal or Chef, because I like cook and then show the stream. A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
W streamers.
What about you?
Love my chat.
My man. What about you, Sweaty?
This is, I tried so hard not laughing. I had the perfect answer. So, when I first started streaming, I don't know, maybe a year and a half,
Yeah.
I was still a little underground, doing 2 to 3 viewers. I'm doing my thing, whatever, and I see my buddy in my chat say, "Who's mooning the stream right now?" And I hit my camera, and my brother was changing, not realizing I was still live, and mooned my entire stream.
Oh, I'm streaming. You're lucky you're still on here. It could have been some. You could have been Sweaty Orangutan too.
Well, technically, he's Sweaty Orangutan won, so maybe he did get the boot.
You're right.
Yeah, right?
So, GTA launches, you pop on the Twitch, you turn it on. What's the first thing you're doing in the new Vice City?
I'm gonna do I'm gonna do the same thing I do for like every GTA. You know what I mean? I pretty much start the game up. I jump in, whether I'm jumping in like the campaign or like the open world, and I'm just killing people randomly. I'm crashing cars. You know what I mean? I'm doing what everybody wants to do in GTA when they get on. They want to do things that they can't do in real life. Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, man.
No fuckery. They want to do things that they can't do in real life and not get in trouble for it. And then after that, I'm gonna check out the game.
No, my bad. I didn't think that. What about you, Sweaty?
I probably have kind of around the same answer. I'd hop into story mode first and explore, see what differentiates 6 from 5. You know how interactive it is, and you know once I test their ability on how they take that, I'm gonna start with the fuckery. You know.
Holy fair.
You gotta try it out.
You're frozen a little bit.
Oh, I don't know why I froze.
No worries. It's not on throw it out there. So it's there you go. It's an average evening. You're gonna be going live 20 minutes, half an hour. Do you guys have like a favorite hype song or a kickoff song to your stream that you guys are gonna go to every time?
No. No. Say what I'm saying. Because for me, I don't know. Because I always like we said, we always like to try to plan our streams ahead of time before we get on. But things don't always work the way they're supposed to work. You know what I mean? So it's like you could spend 30 minutes taking care of everything that you need to take care of, and the minute you hit start streaming, all of a sudden, like just like right now, technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Your camera will cut out. Your microphone will stop working. Not so long ago, one of my viewers had to help me out with my headphones. So my headset, I actually just got these headsets not so long ago. So now I'm completely wireless, but then I have to keep going back and switching to HDMI TV instead of 850X headphones. You know what I mean? So that way, my whole stream could hear the gameplay, my audio, the chat. The other people in party chat. You know what I mean? Pretty much, they could hear everything all in one. That's how we would want it to be, you know what I mean? But a lot of times it doesn't work like that. We just gotta stream it out. Just stream it out.
Fair. What about you, Sweaty? What's your go-to song to kick off a Twitch stream?
You already know the answer to this. But for all the new people here, I actually made my own intro.
Oh,
And I am
WA.
rapping on it.
Oh, let's go.
And it's pretty cool. I had somebody make some animations for me, and you know, it looks really cool. I actually have this ongoing thing I'm trying to do, is actually turn the intro into a full song and make a music video for it.
Nice.
Nice.
I think that'd be a really cool addition to the Sweaty Orangutan name. That is 100% my go-to.
So both the podcast, the intro song of the podcast and my stream, I created them as my as well. Wrote the lyrics, sung the songs. For both of them, I did a voice changer just because, yeah, auto-tune is your best friend when you don't have pitch. But yeah, I created both of mine as well, so I think it's super cool. It's super original, like, especially yours, because it's like, yeah, it's more fun and flavorful, and or like original, where mine's more
Look,
mainstream.
Cameron doesn't want me to be great. You know,
You think you're great like that?
we almost made it, you know what I mean, all the way through without having technical difficulties. But look at us now.
No worries.
And I'm telling you, it wouldn't be me if I didn't have a technical difficulty. Lock it in, guys. Lock it in, chat. Somebody clip that.
So hypothetically, your pockets are just stuffed full of money. You guys have a quick off the top of your head stream setup that you can describe quickly. Sweaty, you go first this time.
Like a dream setup?
Yeah.
Oh, so I already have like something played out in my head. I have to have like an L-shaped desk in front of a window with 3 monitors and some like Sweaty Orangutan merch showing off, even if it's like an LED light in the background that has my name on it. You know, something like as something simple and stupid as that. I'm not a fancy person. If I could like have my stream and stuff, wake up in the morning, sit through some sunrise.
Oh yeah. What about you, Caitlin?
Sounds good. I don't know if you guys are familiar with like the MSI monitor arms and monitors. I feel like I would get something like that. I like the curved monitor looks, like the OLED ones. I'm like more like the minimalistic type of guy. You know what I mean? I like nice things, but I don't like clutter. You know what I mean? So it's like I like things.
Same way,
Yeah, I like things for them to be in place. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with like those little desks. It's kind of like a desk display. It's called the room. If I'm saying it right. Yeah, I wanted to get one of those just to like have everything look like it's uniform, unison, and flush.
Yeah.
I respect it. I respect it.
And for me, I'd love to have a podcast, like an actual like
Let's
with
go.
couches, with live guests, microphones hanging from the ceiling.
Nice.
Super simplistic and just a big giant GNO logo in the background. I think that'd be amazing. Can't afford it. Unfortunately, my kid's gotta eat every day, so priorities, right?
Unfortunately, he says.
Well, I tried telling him like, you guys ate yesterday, but Dad, we get hungry every day.
They're not going for it.
Yeah, not at all.
What did I?
Emotes and stuff like that. Go ahead.
Ooh.
There we go.
There's actually a couple. I really like. I don't know who makes it for her, but Jinx emotes. I like the style of her emotes. So if I could either learn how to do that myself
Mhm.
or have something of that general style myself, I think that would be really cool.
As far as emotes, I started making my emotes myself. I always wanted to try like different characters and stuff, but I never knew if I was gonna get in trouble by Twitch or anything like that. If I like made an emote that was like, not I guess if I had
Copyrighted?
permission, yeah, copyrighted or something like that. So
Yeah.
I was always scared and kind of skeptical to like make emotes like that. So I pretty much just use my own face, which is where my face emote came from. So a lot of times when I hop in people's chats, I'll drop this emote, or I'll drop the emote of my dog Coda. I'll drop that emote. But these are emotes that I made for myself, that I created, that I knew for a fact
Awesome, man.
I couldn't get copyrighted for it. So I made my own emotes, I made my own banners, I made my own wallpaper. I made everything.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
That's 100% the same here. I thought you could actually pay people to make them. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna look into that. And I saw what they were gonna charge. And I was I'm gonna make my own.
Right. You're forced to make your own. Forced to
Yeah.
make your own.
Right. I absolutely love the Look Your Love and the Much Love ones, and then of course just because I'm biased, the DNL logo. But
I like
the
those.
Look Your Love, I splash that everywhere. But if I could steal somebody's, it'd be Dingy's Duck fucking shaking one that he made. Pipe. Dingy's literally gotten subs from people he didn't know just because they wanted an emote to use.
That's good.
That's awesome. That's
Like,
awesome.
if that's not saying that you got a good emote, I don't know what does.
No, yeah, definitely that. Cause there's some people after you're like, sorry, go ahead, Sweaty.
No, you're good. The one I posted in, Patrick going, ha 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 ha. If you
Yeah.
know me and watch my streams, I ha 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 all night long. So I think that's, probably one of my favorites. That's a good addition to my sense of humor and take on everything.
Yeah, I think definitely the
Very nice.
emotes is definitely like one of those ways where you could express yourself and your community could like join in and like chatting with you in the way that you like to be chatted through your emotes. You know what I mean? So and like you said about somebody
Different way of
subscribing.
expressing.
Yeah, so there's some people who I try to go back to go and find those emotes that I use, and I realized it was a sub emote, and I have to go back to their channel and sub again if I want to use them.
Yeah.
So
I feel that one. So, kind of on the topic of subs, what's the craziest sub you're donation or anything like that you guys have ever gotten?
I think for me it was like not so long ago actually. It was kind of like a 2-for-1 type of thing. One of my streamer friends, but he's just supporting the stream. We're having like a good time in chat. Everything is going well and stuff like that. And people are dropping biddies, and then we're having a good time. And then he gifted a sub, and then after that he subbed right after himself. You know what I mean? So I was kind of like 2 subs on one stream. And for me, I'm just starting out. I'm still fresh. I'm still new at this. You know what I mean? So
That was big.
every sub, every bit, everything means a lot to me. You know what I mean? So for me getting 2 subs back to back, I almost did a backflip if I knew how to do one. I'm telling you. I was
What
gonna,
about you, Sweaty?
Oh man, I still remember this, and I'm never gonna forget it. I got a raise from a partner streamer with 720 people.
I remember that.
oh wow.
And it was around the time one of my friends passed away, and between bits and subs, they probably gifted me about $200 worth of stuff. And at that point, I was kind of questioning streaming, and that was my don't stop, you can't stop now moment.
Yeah.
If anybody knows the streamer Thorlar, he was the one who rated out to me. I was actually just playing a simple game, TCG Card Shop Sim. So,
Shout out Thorlar.
Yeah, there we go. And for me is I got on 2 different occasions 5 gifted subs, and both times were on a podcast episode, or literally right before the end. I'm like, oh my god, like beside myself, so pumped up. Yeah, because like none of us are huge streamers and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Wait. Hold on. Let me just stop you right there, coach. Yes, we are. We're all huge streamers. You are, Sweaty Orangutan, Kill Player 13, huge streamers. We're not just here for no reason. We're here for a reason. We're delivering great content. You know what I mean? We have W community sitting here supporting us in chat. We're not sitting by ourselves. So yes, we are. We're definitely W streamers, great streamers. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
I gotta clip that shit.
Go ahead.
Love the energy. Love the energy. I'm gonna see. He thinks so.
No. It's true. It's true.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I just like I don't want to like toot
You
my
ain't
horn
wrong.
or try to be humble, right?
No, yeah, you know, a lot of times I feel like we like sell ourselves short because we're not like, you know, up there with everybody with like 900K or whatever the reasonable number. I think, cause honestly, for me, one streamer for me or one viewer, I should say, is enough to keep my stream going. That's enough to keep my stream going. I don't need to have 1,000 people in there. And I feel like that's what like a lot of people were like discouraged in the beginning to stop streaming. Cause I feel like I almost stopped streaming in the beginning because I felt like, man, what am I doing? I don't have anybody who's watching me. I'm just streaming and talking to myself and all this stuff. But now I have a community of people who legitimately support me. You know what I mean? Who keep pushing me, who keep motivating me and stuff like that. And me thinking that I'm not a big streamer is kind of like an insult to them in their time because they put their time aside to come and watch me interact with me. So me just saying that, oh, I'm not a big streamer doesn't really sit right with me. So you guys are all big streamers, FYI.
Absolutely love that energy, man. And you keep talking like that, I'm gonna start having to call you coach.
Nah, coach, you're the coach. Nah, it's you, coach. That's you. That's all you.
So super controversial, and I wish Dingy was here to see it. But here's my next big question: Burger King or Wendy's for post-stream munchies?
Wendy's. All day.
All right, I'm gonna be honest, right? I'm one of those guys like I don't really like the fast food, but if I have to, it's gonna be Wendy's.
What?
Yeah.
Dingy
Neither
would
of
be
those
behind
would be
himself
my
right
first
now.
choice. Neither of those would be my first choice.
And
if I had to pick.
and it has to be like a fish sandwich because I don't eat meat. Fish sandwich.
Really?
Yeah, I don't eat meat.
Okay.
I would not go to Wendy's for a fish sandwich.
I mean, I wouldn't go to any fast food restaurant for a fish sandwich, but if I had to go,
Right.
I'm going to Wendy's.
Yeah.
Right.
I love fish. I eat a lot of fish on a fairly regular basis, and the amount of times I've had people ask me, like, we'll go to Subway or whatever, and like, oh, Robert, like, how come you never get the tuna sandwich? You always like tuna. Like, I eat a lot of tuna in that, and I'm like, but nobody ever gets the tuna. Like, you have no idea how when they open that fish up, they put it in that bowl, and how long it's been sitting there, just getting dry and crusty on the top. Like, And is the lady gonna peel off the crusty part to dig for the less crusty stuff? Like,
Oh my god, so when you put it like that, you put it like that, alright.
it's one of those things. Like, you eat fish, like you know that you have to like be careful. It's like chicken. Fish and chicken are very similar, where you have to like handle it properly. Like, yeah, you have to handle it properly. It's a bucket full of deal tuna in a can. Subway. I don't know.
Working in retail and actually fucking up working in seafood, there's definitely a lot of regulations depending the company.
Yeah.
As for Subway, I'm not sure, but I did work in a deli and they do replace those pretty often. But if it's getting to the point where it's crusty at the top, that should just be served and mixed. That's gotta be thrown out. You better make some fresh stuff because that's not it.
So for both of you guys, and I'm gonna start with you, Swaggy, the first one. Why did you pick your username, or how did you pick your username?
To be quite honest with you, I don't really have like a definite answer for that. So I knew I wanted to stream, but I wanted a name that people would remember, and that was kind of edgy, but not, it's something that you hear that name, they're gonna remember it. And then just I was at work one day and I'm like, Sweaty Orangutan. That's it. And it's been validating to me ever since. Every time somebody hears that name, they're like, dude, I'm not gonna forget that name.
So, just before I ask you there, Killer, it's because of you that I know how to spell orangutan. So thank you.
Very welcome.
Right,
What
good
about you,
saying.
Killer? How'd you pick your name?
Well, my name is kind of like at least a decade and a half years old now because I actually picked my my username when I used to have an Xbox, and that was like back in, I don't know, 2000 and, I don't know. No, I think it was way before then, to be honest.
Okay.
But at the time, yeah, at the time I was 13 years old when I picked it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And kill a player. So and it was also like a play on words because I was also into books and reading and literature and stuff like that. So I wanted
Yeah.
something to like have like a double entendre type of meaning. So when you say kill a player, it's like you kill a player, and when you say kill a player, it's like I'm a kill a player. You know what I mean? Like he's a
Yeah,
killer
yeah,
player. You know
yeah.
what I mean? So it was kind of like a double meaning for my not my eyes looking like that. I look so surprised. But that's how I actually came up with my stream name, and it kind of like stuck because you know people call me Killer or Killer Player or KP all the time, so it became something that pretty much went with who I was. And then even my
Yup.
if you look at my chat emotes and stuff like that, my chat badges, I think my sub badges, yeah, my sub badges are like a knife, and it has like a gun. For like the first month is a knife, the second month is like a gun, the third month I believe it's like a shotgun, the fourth month I believe it's like a assault rifle. Yeah, so that's how I decided to go about. So kind of like it's in a theme. It's in like a theme of my
Yeah.
of my name. So I had Killer Player 13 since I was 13 years old. So it's been,
That's super cool.
yeah, it's been stuck with me a while now.
I wish I had a cool story like both of you guys. It's literally my last name, my area code.
I think it's good. I think it's good.
For exactly the same reasons why you guys picked yours and stuff like that. Like, how many people that have a name, Looker? Like, that's literally my last name.
I like
And
it.
then, yeah, the Looker 204 has a nice ring. It's very unique. There's not, like, I didn't have to struggle to lock that in on every single platform around.
Right.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it's like original, it's me. And I thought it fit. My original gamer tag was Peanutty Buddy 2_0_0_0_0_0_0_0. And then I opened my email address at the time, and
I'm
tried
not,
typing.
I'm not gonna follow you, and I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna look you up, and I'm never gonna look you up.
You wouldn't be able to spell it.
Yeah, I'm never
You wouldn't be
gonna.
able to spell it.
Alright.
Like, the job that I have now, in 2003, I applied for the job with that email address, and I didn't get the job simply because they like my email just went off the thing and fell off the fact that you have to manually type it in, so they couldn't see the end of my email address to respond back to my email. And
Oh,
me
wow.
blowing up like 2 weeks later. Right? And I got the job, like, in my interview, I gave him my resume, and they're like, oh, you should have seen this one guy, his email address literally went all the way across the paper and continued on the other side. I got my resume in my hand.
Hey, you're the guy.
That was me. But I got the job right. Okay, look.
At least you got the job.
Oh,
At
man.
least you got
And
the
I've been
job.
there pretty much ever since.
Yeah. So Killer Player 13 is pretty much. It's funny enough. Wait, hold on. For 2 seconds, chat. It's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna be worth it.
That's a plush-looking pillow he has there, man.
Very strong.
Action towards key.
I love the fact that he can hear, like, that he brought his headset so he can hear me.
Yeah.
So here, I'll
So I was so in love with my yeah. I don't know if y'all can see that, chat.
Color Player 13.
Yep. Literally a license plate from our car. Keeping
That's
it.
awesome.
Keeping it.
And why isn't that mounted up behind you, man?
You know what? It's only because I use my green screen almost daily. You know what I mean? So once I'm able to like, kind of like, cause my background's kind of bland. I don't really like that. I want to have like one of those neon signs, and I want to have more like, you know, decorative pieces and stuff like that. So until then, I'm just keep the green screen up.
I'm the
Fair.
same way. I'm
Yeah.
the same way.
You can safety pin it to it though. Like,
Oh
I
no,
have a green screen.
no, my green screen is actually a pull up. It's
Yeah,
actually
so is mine.
oh, yours is the pull up green screen.
Well, yeah, mine's like mounted to the ceiling and it like hangs down.
Oh, it hangs down. Mine comes from the floor up, so it's collapsible.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Mine,
pretty sick.
I literally have to like roll it up and clip it so it stays up when I'm not streaming.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, no.
Mine, I could literally collapse it down, and then it falls back into like a shell, of like a roll, you know what I mean? And it has
Yeah.
it has two latches on each side where I could just latch it and then just close it up. But I stream daily, so therefore it's like, why put it down? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
I just
Oh,
haven't put
man,
it
I
down.
feel that.
But
Okay, so what's one game you guys would never stream, no matter what? Something that's more mainstream that you see other people playing and stuff like that that you would never do.
um,
Ooh.
oh,
I was
that's,
thinking about that one.
that's a good question, right? Yeah, that is a good question. Something I see people play, I would never stream. Damn,
Marvel
close.
Rivals.
Oh wow, that's out of left field. I didn't think he was gonna say that.
I actually agree with them.
Oh wow, what the hell? What the hell? What the hell? No, I like Marvel Rivals. I don't stream it, but I like playing it. You know what I mean? On my off stream. But one
Yeah.
game, I don't know. It's kind of hard. I think I'd have to like play the game and hate it. You know what I mean? For real, to never want to
Yeah.
stream it. Cause I'll stream anything really. You know what I mean? I'll give anything a chance, and if a viewer wants to see it, because you never know what kind of audience you could pull in by playing a game you naturally wouldn't play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Totally fair.
You know what I
Totally
mean?
fair.
But I'll definitely give it a try just to make sure I hate it.
Just to make
Okay.
sure I ate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gotta make sure.
Yeah, I gotta make sure.
There's a gay joke in there somewhere. Just say.
I don't know. I don't know, Sweaty. I don't know. Look, you're gonna have to let me know.
I'm gonna try it once to make sure I don't like it. I'm teasing, man.
It's killing me.
What, do you guys ever, have you guys ever, have you guys ever eaten on stream? If
I
so,
have.
Oh
what's
yeah,
the weirdest thing you've eaten on stream?
guilty. The weirdest thing I've eaten on stream, I don't know. I eat so much things on, but then again, I'm Caribbean too though, so it's like there's a lot of things that I do eat. You know what I mean? That I guess normally Americans wouldn't find appealing or appetizing, but
Yup.
I eat on stream all the time. The latest thing I ate on stream was seafood. Did I eat that on stream? Oh no, I lied. I showed it to the chat, and then I ate it off stream. Yeah, but I'm always
Okay.
I'm always snacking. They know me.
I've tried. I don't know if it's authentic Caribbean food, but we have like a Caribbean restaurant in like where I live, and they have phenomenal food.
Nice.
You have to think outside the box. And some of it looks a little like that doesn't look like food to me. And you have to like spicy, like a lot of like flavor, very strong flavor.
Right.
And if you like both of those, or you get past both of those, the flavor combinations, the diversity of the food is phenomenal.
Right.
Like Caribbean food from what I've had. Ooh.
Gotta try it. No, really. Like you said, sweaty. Sweaty. Looker is right, because it really will make you sweaty if you don't like spice. That's what I meant to say.
I love spice, and you know what's funny? That's what my answer was gonna be. I ate a habanero on stream,
Oh,
and that was fun. But I love trying different foods. I love spice. There's actually this place by my house, again, like Looker. I don't know if it's actually like Caribbean. I think it's more Jamaican, but it's called Caribbean Kitchen. My favorite thing to get there is the Jamaican jerk chicken Alfredo, but they got like oxtail. They got a bunch of other stuff that I personally might not try, but like Looker said, you got to get past, what it might look like, and take a trip down to Flavor Town.
yeah, it's true. Sometimes we might judge something based on the appearance, and then after you try it, like, oh man, I'm glad I did that.
Oh
Yep.
yeah. Like even the food that isn't spicy for Caribbean food, I find it's very spiceful. Very, very full. Like a lot of my family were like, a pinch of salt, that's all the flavor everybody gets. Like, what? What? No, man, I want a little rubs, I want herbs, I want this. Like, load that bad boy up. I want a little flavor in every bite, not just like,
No, all the flavor.
Yeah.
Give me all the flavor. Don't invite me to the cookout. There's no flavor, guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't follow
Really?
the stereotype.
No, I'm telling you. But you gotta be able to distribute the flavor right. But if you know what you're doing, man, trust me.
balance it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, hypothetically, right now, you guys got a raid from like a big streamer, crazy streamer, whether it was 1,000 people or 10 people, doesn't matter. Who'd be a super cool streamer for you to get a raid by?
Super cool streamer for me to get rated by is probably like, I don't know. I follow this one girl. Her name's Emily CC. She's the girl who's like, she has a stream that's like ongoing and on lasting. Like she never
Yeah.
gets off live. Emily CC or ISO Speed. Speed too. Speed's community is insane.
Yeah, Seed would be good. I'm thinking like for me, if we're going like top tuning like Seed, probably would be somebody like Queso.
Okay, I respect it.
See, I don't actually have 90% of the streamers I watch and follow and stuff like that are our side, just regular people, regular streamers and stuff like that. One of my favorite people for like when they trade and stuff like that would either be Boyfriend or Blackround Gaming. Just on the fact of like they're both very energetic people, very hype and stuff like that. When they come in, like their chat, that's what they're used to. Everybody just big and super chatty and very vocal and stuff like that. So just
Right.
the energy that they would bring to your chat stream, I'd be beside myself, tickled pink.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Both streamers are awesome.
Yeah, no, certain communities are really like so it may not be like massive, but the energy is so big for the amount of people, you know what I mean, that's there where it feels like you're one of those streamers, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like you said earlier, Looker, like you're not a big you are. But if you want to feel like you got 90K streamers, I mean 90K viewers in there, you gotta have those people with big energy in your stream, constantly showing up, constantly showing you, you know, that they're here for you, delivering that energy. And then once other people jump in there, strangers, lurkers, people who don't normally come into your stream, they start to feel a certain vibe. You can feel a vibe through your phone. You can feel a vibe through the desktop, through your iPad, wherever you're watching the stream from. You know what I mean? So it really just depends on who you have in chat in your community that's willing to like keep the engagement going, even if things are starting to, you know.
100%.
Yeah, I feel that, man. So when the days grow long and streaming gets tough, what keeps you guys streaming when you start to get burned out or you start to like not have as much passion in that day, that week, or whatever like that for it?
Comfort game. 100% a comfort game. It helps bring me back to my roots. I'm where this whole journey started in the first place, before I even knew I was going to take this journey. And if I had to choose a game, probably like I mentioned before, Jack and Daxter or Ratchet and Clank, those are my positive games, and no matter how many times I play it, 10 out of 10 every time.
Honestly, I'm not sure because the reason for me, I feel like I get on the stream to interact with the people that I met through Twitch. You know what I mean? And now I kind of feel like a small obligation to get on there because when I go a day or 2 days or 3 days, 4 or 5 days maybe, because I don't even go that long anymore. When I don't stream, I kind of miss those people, and then those people are kind of like, "Hey, Killer, where you been? Killer, where you been?" And I don't want to feel like I'm letting anybody down. And then I also enjoy, right? I also enjoy being here. I also enjoy interacting with everybody. So it kind of feels like I'm missing out on something. You know what I mean? So I don't necessarily. Maybe before, like I said, when I had that small little, you know, period of time where I feel like, what am I doing this for? I almost quit streaming. You know what I mean? That was like that small little window. Now those type of feelings or emotions are not even there. They're almost non-existent to basically the overall picture, the overall, you know what I mean, goal of what it's become now. Because it's bigger than me now, you know what I mean? Because streaming actually changed people's lives. You know, some people actually pick up streaming based on oh yeah, I'm just gonna do this just for fun, and then it turns into something totally different. You know what I mean? So I just show up for my viewers and for like the other streamers who show up for me. You know what I mean?
I do the same thing. I agree.
So that's what keeps me going. What keeps me going is actually the viewers, not because you know the game or whatever. But I want to be here with everybody.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's why maybe one of the reasons why I gravitate towards both of you guys is naturally and stuff like that. Is that like that energy that you both bring on your streams and stuff like that. And that's super cool. To dive in that a little bit deeper, if you were able to talk to yourself a week before you started streaming, go all the way back to the beginning, what advice would you give yourself for your day one?
My day one, I feel like, well, first and foremost, I would say just take your time, relax, and be patient. Because I feel like a lot of times, I feel like for people who start streaming, they're like really looking for like instant gratification, you know what I mean? And a lot of times just trying to accumulate. And another thing, I don't want to keep, veering off, but like now that you're actually now that you're asking these questions, it really puts into perspective for you, like, who do you have as supporters in real life? You know what I mean? Before you meet anybody on Twitch or before you start to build a community and stuff like that, who do you have in real life that's like willing to support you, while you're trying to get to where you're trying to go? Because the 3 consecutive viewers puts into perspective how much people you have to support you in real life. You know what I mean? Because you're thinking, yeah, when you're just starting out, you're thinking, oh, 3 consecutive viewers, oh, that's nothing. I can get 3 people to view me, or I can get 3 people to watch me. Until you realize you can't get 3 people to watch you. Then you're like, what the hell? You know what I mean? So it just, I would say, just relax, calm down, think of ways to be a better person, a better streamer, a better viewer. You know what I mean? For somebody else. And I feel like over time, people are going to return that to you. Because I'm not one of those people where I feel like because I jumped in your stream, you're obligated to jump in mine. You know what I mean? I'm showing love legitimately because that's who I am as a person, you know what I mean? And if you happen to show that same love back, it's greatly appreciated, you know what I mean? But understanding that everybody may not have the same heart as you is also one of those big things that you got to keep in mind, that you may not necessarily get that same type of love back or that same type of motivation back or whatnot, you know what I mean? But just take your time, focus on delivering great content, focus on bettering your stream, focus on your chat commands. Focus on the things that you could actually control, because you can't really control if 100 people jump in your stream all at once, you know what I mean? But if you are focusing on things that you can control and you're able to like scale, because me personally, my stream is kind of like my baby, you know what I mean? I want to make sure my baby is perfectly running, it's healthy, you know what I mean? Dressed well, you know what I mean? Presentable for the public. You don't want to bring your kid out and you're like, ew, why your kid got snot nose? Why your kid out here, you know what I mean? Looking crazy. Like, you can't be having that. So on the days that, you might not stream as often, or on days you feel like you're down and you can't get on, just focus on the background of your stream, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. That I want to add on to what you said, because what you said is perfect, and a lot of people don't realize this, and it's something I wouldn't tell my past self. You do not need to spend money to get somewhere.
Oh no, don't do it.
If you don't need to reach out to people for help. You don't need to reach out to people to make logos and do all this other stuff. You don't need it. There's famous streamers literally have like nothing to their Twitch page.
No, yeah, literally.
It's all about posting videos and.
I'm glad you said that, Sweaty, because they'll literally have like an email, you know what I mean, as business, you know what I mean, for like a business contact or something like that, and then the rest of their page is pretty much naked, you know what I mean? And I guess you could do that once you make it, you know what I mean? But for the bigger streamers that are up and coming, we want to make sure we're able to like connect with our viewers and give them something to look at when we're not online. We want to make our page pretty, so if we're not online, they can have a reason to follow us because they saw something in our about section that they resonated with and they want to follow.
Yeah,
Right,
or check
or a
out our
previous
Instagram
video.
page, or exactly. And I think for me, if I were to give myself original advice for when I first started out, make friends. Nothing else matters. Like, I don't do this for, like, I'm not making crazy money. I'm on no other reason than a bunch of people that I think are super awesome, and I enjoy going into the chat. I enjoy their coming in mine. I enjoy having, like, that's why I do the podcast, is because I love meeting people, like talking, make friends with people, just enjoy it. Like, I do a lot of work for this, but I enjoy the work as well, so that's a little counter. That's my own prerogative of it, but like, make friends, have fun. Everything else doesn't matter. I streamed for a long time with one viewer, and that was usually Dingy.
Right.
I was playing games, I was chilling out, I was relaxing, I was having a good time, and it used to bother me at the beginning, and then I swear to God, what they stopped saying, like, fuck it, I'm not gonna worry about this no more. I'm literally just gonna stream for the fun of it, and I'm gonna try to beat people. And then, I got that one guy that's not Dingy, big super energy over it, and now it's like, I have regular people that are popping in all the time and stuff like that, and I honestly think it's just because they're buds of mine. They're people that I've met, people that I've made that a relationship with, even if it's just a small online relationship. still my bud. I still care about them and they care about me, and that's where it's at.
You know what?
Everything else doesn't matter.
I want to piggyback off what Sweaty said and you as well, Coach. It's like he said, there's no reason why you should, because anybody who's jumping into your stream, especially when you just first starting out, everybody who jumps in your stream thinks you're so desperate to get to where you need to be. They'll start offering you to buy followers, buy viewers, They'll jump in there, they'll pretend like they're watching your stream, and then they'll tell you like, hey, I made banners and posters and stuff like that. And you thought you had a viewer, and you're like, oh, okay, I guess I'll banner and poster. You know what I mean? So definitely don't think that you have to come out of your pocket to make a friend, because you don't. You know what I mean?
The Twitter bots are ruthless.
Man, I'll tell you, they'll catch you if you don't, if you're really down and out and you're really so, you know what I mean? They'll catch you, but don't fall for it. And also, Coach, like what you said, a lot of times you'll think that, you think, it's like a minute type of relationship because, they're just your Twitter follower or friend or whatever the case may be. But some of these people actually want to see you succeed and they want to see you at a higher level than you might be at now. And if we're all being honest, we're all on Twitch all for the same reasons, whether we want to admit it or not, more than so or not. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you want to be able to make revenue or passive income doing something that you enjoy doing. You know what I mean? I should hope that you enjoy streaming. You know what I mean? You're not just doing it for no reason or doing it strictly for the monetary value of it. But if you legitimately like what you're doing and you could also get paid from it, that's definitely a plus. And also networking and meeting cool people and finding cool people, I think that's definitely a plus. You know what I mean? W Biddies. W Biddies Reed. Sorry, I'm getting biddies.
Yeah, man.
They're cheering me on. They're cheering me on. But that's how I feel. I feel like that legitimately. I've met great people. I've met people who you know what I mean, supported me more than people I've known in real life actually showed me support. Because when I mentioned that I wanted to start streaming, a lot of people started laughing, or somebody made a comment one time, and then, I remember. The guy goes, oh, this guy thinks he's Kai Cenat. I'm like, damn, why gotta be Kai Cenat? I can't just be regular killer player, bro. I can't just wanna stream too. Kai Cenat, mom and dad didn't make Twitch, bro. I'm on here just like he's on here. What the hell? But yeah, there's a lot of people, once they feel like you're doing something that they don't see themselves doing, they'll really try to downplay you, or they'll really try to put their own fears on you. You know what I mean? Their own insecurities. You gotta shrug it off. Gotta move around.
So, one last question, and then we're gonna kind of wrap everything up. What's your guys' big goal? If you can make a goal and meet a goal this year that's realistic for you as a streamer and you as a person, however you want to answer it, in 2025, what would that be? And Sweaty, I'll give you the floor first.
So I actually have two goals
Let's hear 'em.
for myself. I want to hit an average of 10 viewers by the end of this year. I've definitely seen a gain in average, but I think 10 is a good number for this year. And I also want to hit 1,000 followers.
That's
Very
great.
nice.
I'm pretty close. I'm at a little over halfway there. So I've been gaining a lot of traction, so hopefully I can keep the traction going and hit that goal.
Love it.
For me personally, I definitely feel like I'm getting there as far as growing as a streamer, you know what I mean? Like I said, when I first started streaming, I legitimately wanted to be me, myself. I didn't want to put on some kind of character, or how some people do persona. I didn't want to do that because it's gonna be hard to keep up with, and I'm just me by myself all the time, and I'm not ashamed of that, you know what I mean? And I want to legitimately gravitate towards people who want to be next to me, close to me personally, you know what I mean? I don't need fake, phony, and I've only heard about toxic Twitch. I've only heard about it. I've never even experienced it myself. So when other streamers tell me about their own toxic situations or whatever that occurred to them, I'm like, damn, that's crazy, because I've never had something like that happen to me. I guess I'm on the other side of the algorithm, where I'm only looking for the like-minded people, the people who are like me, you know what I mean? So I'm not finding all that toxic BS that everybody else is finding, or I guess I'm not looking for it, you know what I mean?
Well, that, or you didn't do something to deserve it.
I mean, I don't know, because there's a lot of people who don't do a lot of things to deserve anything, and then they still get shit, you know what I mean? But
That's true.
I'm one of those people where it's like, I don't know, I'm a no nonsense type of person. So if you're coming to my stream already, you kind of already know what kind of vibe I give off. You know what I mean? Pretty much, you know. And starting off streaming was pretty much like, I don't know. You don't know who you're gonna be, you know. Because at the end of the day, we're all still strangers until we get to, you know, meet people and see what people's personalities are like and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it is definitely daunting and stuff like that. But I'm glad I got on this side of it rather than the other side, I guess.
Yeah, the internet can be crazy.
I don't know if I answered the question or not. I'm like
100%.
trailing right now.
No, that's totally fine. I love it. I like the big energy and stuff like that, so I'm totally good with that. I personally have never, aside from all the bot here and there, I've never had bad energy drop towards me or my stream or my content or anything like that.
All right.
And I personally, I connect that to the energy that I try to put out there. I feel like the universe is matching my energy.
Right.
I'm nice to people. I'm kind. I've seen so many things that I didn't like. I
Mhm.
kept my opinion to myself.
Right.
Things like that. And then people that I can see, like, hey, maybe their stream isn't perfect. Maybe their logos are cheaply made or whatever like that. I'm like, hey, bro, you're trying your best with what you got. And I fucking love that because I was there.
Right.
So then I try to like go into the stream, pump them up, or see their TikTok. Fuck yeah, bro! Right? Like,
Yeah,
put out
absolutely.
good energy to people, and I feel like I get a good amount of that back. And I'm very much like a balanced person. Like I'm a Libra by trade, so
W Libras.
yeah, what's that?
W Libras.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I believe in like the balance of things. So I try to put out good energy to people, be a good person, and I don't really receive any bad energy back. Like we all have our days, we all have our problems and stuff like that.
Yup.
But on the balance base, I've been pretty lucky. Yeah. So I can struggle with stuff like that.
It's almost like manifesting. You get what you receive.
Right.
Yeah, you receive what you give, or give what. Yeah.
Right.
You know
So
what I'm saying.
yeah, we're all pretty much saying the same thing. It's like the law of attraction, basically. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
put up,
Yeah.
you know, good positive energy out there, and then you receive that back, and it's definitely true. You know what I mean? I've definitely noticed an increase in my numbers, in my streams when I go into other people's streams and I'm putting out positive energy. I know Sweaty says he doesn't really like, you know, go into other people's streams, but I also see that certain streamers who have the potential.
I do watch other people and
Yeah, he had to correct me. No, but I do notice that certain people, I guess, when you're a small streamer, you know what I mean, you want to try to like put your name out there as much as possible. I don't know, for all the small streamers, because you know we all had to start from somewhere. But for all the ones who are watching, I feel like a lot of times people get so caught up in like their own stream and doing their own thing, they forget to show up and show love to other people. You know what I mean, and to other streamers who showed up for them. I'm not saying to show up for people who has never been there for you, who don't show up for you, or who don't show you any love, but for the people who genuinely comes, checks up on you, you know what I mean? Even if they might have like, you know what I mean? Even if they might have like a little bit less viewers than you, you definitely have to come back and show that love back. There's somebody I follow actually. I feel like me and this guy started off like around the same time, you know what I mean? Because it was around the same timeline I was just getting into streaming. I think we fell into like the same kind of community together, you know what I mean? So the community was really great at, you know, supporting each other and pushing each other to get affiliate. But I feel like the reason why he didn't grow as fast, or why he's still struggling to get to the numbers that I feel like maybe like the same group of people that we started out with are like probably at like higher numbers, is because he lacks like I don't know, maybe he doesn't know how to play ball with other streamers, or maybe he doesn't know how to be a team player, because being a Twitch streamer is being about a team player too, you know what I mean? You can't hog the ball and want to shoot the 3-point every time. You gotta pass the rock, man. Pass the rock.
Yeah, my man.
No, but seriously though, definitely being a team player is definitely gonna help you grow faster than you would have on your own. You know what I mean? Because I'm not saying you can't. There's some people like their gameplay is so out of this world. Like they're so good at the game, like you were saying earlier, Coach. Where it's like you're so locked in because you're really good at the game. But then for the people who are, I guess for me like me, who's not so good at the game, who just likes to hang out, I like to hang out with my friends and chat and stream and have a good time. But naturally, we grow. Naturally, we're gonna grow. People,
Absolutely, and we're all here for the same thing.
right?
You know?
Word of mouth is a big thing because I've noticed that I've gained a lot more viewership and I've gained a lot more followers because somebody else vouched for me. You know what I mean? Somebody else in chat said, "Oh, I know Kill Player. He's actually a good guy. He's a W supporter. He does this and that." And then I end up getting a follow off of that, and then I follow through. I go to that person's stream and I watch their stream and I support them in chat and whatnot, and it comes back around.
Yep.
I used to have a rule back in the day when I used to go to the bars and clubs and stuff like that. I used to have a couple of rules that I made everybody associated with promise me. If we're at the bar, you're not allowed to shit talk your friends. Even if it's joking, dudes always bust each other's chops and stuff like that. No. We all are awesome, and you're only allowed to say good things about the people you're there with. So it's, oh, I heard you see my buddy, super cool guy. Oh man, he's awesome. Blah 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 blah. So I'm cool by association. Right? There's like only good vibes, and then no matter how bad or lame the joke is, we all have to put in energy to respond to the joke. Sometimes it's pretend laughing, sometimes right, whatever it might be, but you always have to have energy. I despise people that went to the bar, shit, talk to people they went with, and hey, I'm supposed to be a bro, and shit on me, like that's not cool, bro.
Right.
Or
Yeah, for each other's way, man. Or the guy that go to the bar, they stand there, not socialize, not talk, not have energy. Like, bro, you could have done that at home, man. But
Right.
no,
Yeah, right.
I'm
Right.
hanging out with the guy that's standing in the corner, like,
Right.
dang. So, and I think that applies to streaming. That like, go there with energy. Go to your buddy's stream. Hey, how's it going, bro? Like to reiterate what both of you guys said, it's like have that mentality of like putting out that good energy out there, and people will give you that good energy back. And they're always give you, but good energy is contagious.
It is.
Right. But on that note, we're gonna close everything off. I know it's getting late for you, for everybody. Any closing words there, Killer Player?
I think pretty much just sums up what we were talking about. You know what I mean? Just if you could go back and say something to your, your fresh streamer self, is to like, let them know, take your time. You know what I mean? Don't rush anything. The right people are gonna gravitate towards you. You know what I mean? Just focus on being a W supporter. Focus on being, a W chatter in somebody else's stream. You know what I mean? And all that stuff is gonna like naturally come and gravitate towards you because you don't want to find yourself on the negative side of the Twitch algorithm where you're just meeting people. Because there's some people who, I don't know about you guys, but I've seen other people jump in other people's streams and just like tell them like, you're a bad streamer, you're not gonna make it, you should quit streaming and all types of negative stuff. I'm like, how did we get here? You know what I mean? How did we get from just playing the game into like, drama and all this extra stuff? So I think, focus on creating great content, focus on the background stuff, like, creating like great commands for your chat, your stream elements, creating overlays, pretty much all the stuff that you have to do in order to make like an engaging stream. Focus on those stuff, because even when you feel like you're done, you're never done, because you could always fix something, you could always upgrade something, you could always make something better. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely. It's all the effort you put in.
And Sweaty, any final words for you, my friend?
Just keep it short and sweet. It was a pleasure meeting you, Killer. I had a great time.
Absolutely.
I gave you a follow after popping in your stream.
If not, follow
appreciate
back.
everybody who tuned in. And if you haven't met me before, I'm Sweaty Orangutan. A pretty chill variety streamer. And I want to thank you, Looker, for having me as a guest on the podcast. I had a great time.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
W Coach, W Sweaty, W Chat, and honestly, Coach, I had
Love you, everybody.
I had actually written down some of my like little notes and stuff like that before we got on and stuff, so I could go over. But it turns out I didn't even need it because I'm just a natural yapper, so it doesn't even matter.
A natural
too.
yapper,
A natural yapper, I didn't even, you know what I mean? I like to make sure I'm ready, because when we first started talking about this, I'm like, oh man, I don't know, I want to be on the podcast. Thank you for asking me. Thank you for asking me to join your podcast. podcast, but I don't want to mess anything up because, like I said, I've seen like
I'm the same way.
yeah, I've seen the podcast before. I've watched them, long hours and stuff like that, and I'm like, Coach is really professional. Like the guests are really professional. Everybody seems like they're really ready and prepared and stuff like that. But like I said, I enjoy doing this. You know what I mean? This is my thing. I didn't think it was gonna be my thing when I started out, but I enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. So I really didn't even need the.
Good man.
Yeah, well, you're a natural yourself, so
I appreciate you,
thank you for
Coach.
being here.
I appreciate you.
That's a wrap for tonight's episode of Dino Gaming and everything in between. It's been a wild hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes.
Really?
As always, yeah, hour and 40. Sweaty, thank you so much. It's always a blast having you here. I super appreciate you being here. Do you have anywhere outside of Twitch where people can find your content?
Oh yeah, everywhere. Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, everywhere. Every social media, search up Sweaty Orangutan, I'll be there.
I'm pretty much the
I have a
same.
link tree in my bio if anybody's interested.
Everybody's interested. Just drop it. And drop mine too.
And Killer Player, thank you so much. You're for the first time on, you were a natural. You brought the heat with you. Outside of Twitch, where can people find your content?
Man, Coach, thank you for having me. Absolutely. I'll definitely be back if you'll have me again. People can find me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Yeah, like Sweaty said, pretty much everything. Except for X or Twitter or whatever. I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I find that I don't get any engagement. I might be doing something wrong, but if anybody else does know how to get engagement on X or Twitter, please give me a shout, help me out, walk me through it. You know what I mean? I'm not too great.
Yeah, I'm pretty decent at X.
Yeah, so if you know how to work that algorithm, give me a shout because I do have a name on there. I just don't give it to people because they're like, that's not him. He's not active on here. You know what I mean? But I'm active. I'm active.
Well, again, thank you very much, guys. It's been an absolute blast. Thank you for everybody that came to watch, comment, and stream and stuff like that. Keep your eyes open for GTA 6, Borderlands 4, and Elder's Ring, Night Rain. Amazing games. I think they're going to be big this year. And remember, follow us on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you very much. Peace out.
Have a good one, guys. I'm gonna raid out. I'm actually gonna raid out, guys.
Yeah,
Have a good night, everybody.
Sweaty, I'm gonna definitely follow you back. I'm gonna check out your stream. Coach, thank you for having me.
Appreciate you, man.
And W chat.
Should we do a team raid out?
How do you do that? How do you do a team raid out?
I'll just pick the same. I'll just pick the same person.
Oh, okay.
Anybody we know that's raging right now or on?
I don't know if you guys follow Beast Mo Slays. He's on right now with one view.
Yeah, I was talking to him last night.
Yeah, we
I
could
do not follow him.
Beast Mo Slays.
Good guy.
Nah, yeah, great. Definitely high energy. If you're looking for anybody with high energy, Beast Mo Slays, W Streamer, W High Energy. We'll all rate him out at the same time if you guys want.
You want to? Yeah, we'll do that. Do you want to put his name in the chat just so Sweaty can find him, doesn't have to search him forever?
Yes, so his name is Beast. Oh, Slays. Just like that.
Yeah, he does super cool artwork for his streams. Like he posts in the Dino community fair amount, and he does like really good, like really cool posters and shit like that.
Yep.
So you guys all ready to go?
Yep.
I am.
I'm about to rate him out.
2, 1, let's go. Okay, 3 seconds.
Yep.
2, 1, let's go.
W raid.
Let's go. I gotta unmute him though.
Right. Gotta hear this. Let's go.
Alright, guys.